Hello.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So something that Hayden Christensen said in a recent interview has been going pretty viral. So he was talking about how the animated series such as Rebels and the Clone Wars actually helped him portray his live action roles, and how he watched these animated series to help him prepare himself for his role in the Kenobi series. So I just found this very fascinating because I love Rebels and the Clone Wars. So just knowing that he's such a genuine fan of them like we are is something that I find really awesome. And he was just saying how much of a fan he was of just Star Wars in general. So, you know, it's more of a passion that he has, not even so much him just being an actor, but actually caring so deeply about these characters is something I really love about him. But I just wanted to tell you guys some of the main things that were said in this interview that I wanted to discuss with you guys. So I would love to hear y'all's thoughts, and let's go ahead and get right into this. So if you guys are big fans of the prequels like myself, then y'all are gonna love the stuff that Hayden said in this interview. He's just talking about a lot of really interesting things about Anakin's character. And so what kind of sparked up this whole interview is whenever he was asked, did you keep up with the Clone Wars for all the years you were away from Star Wars? And he answered, yes, of course, I love the Clone Wars. I think what Dave Filoni did with Rebels and the Clone Wars is so brilliant, and I'm indebted to Dave Filoni. And I think he helped Anakin's character tremendously, and how it furthered our understanding with Anakin's relationship with the Jedi Council and the mistrust he had with them, which only got worse after what they did to Ahsoka, because, you know, that loss pained Anakin even more. And so the Emperor really just took advantage of his fear of loss, because he already lost his mom, and when he was having bad dreams about her dying, Obi-Wan was just like, you know, they'll pass and it'll be fine. And then he lost Ahsoka, and then he started having dreams about losing Padme. And that's why I think the animated series helped the prequels so much, because they really helped fill the gaps in between the movies and a lot of things that weren't understood, like Anakin's relationship with Ahsoka.
I just did as much research as I could and just wanted to refamiliarize myself as much as I could, and I loved what they did with those animated series. Yeah, I mean, Dave Filoni and everyone that worked on those shows did some incredible work, and you know, they did a lot more with these characters, and that was fascinating to get to watch.
And one other thing that I wanted to mention as well, and it explains this better in the books also, but Anakin truly thought, you know, in his head that he was doing this for good, and that's something I think a lot of people overlook. He was just so conflicted, and Bendu in Star Wars Rebels, he says it perfectly, so I'll show y'all right here.
Ah, interesting.
Careful, it's dangerous.
How so?
It's a Sith holocron, a source of evil. My student's been using it, and I'm afraid it's changing him.
An object cannot make you good or evil. The temptation of power, forbidden knowledge, even the desire to do good can lead some down that path.
So the prequels are what made me fall in love with Star Wars as a kid, and I remember I would take the movies with me everywhere. Like, I had the DVDs because it was before Blu-ray and way before Disney Plus. But I remember thinking how much the movies benefited from the animated series, because in Revenge of the Sith, people thought Anakin's fall to the dark side just felt too sudden, but there was so much more to it than that, and I feel like that's what the animated series did a really great job at conveying, and I really feel like they add so much more to the movies. I remember those episodes in the Clone Wars whenever Ahsoka is trying to prove her innocence, and those were some of my favorite episodes. And then they canceled the Clone Wars, and then we didn't get it for like another 7 years. But even at the time, before we had season 7 of the Clone Wars, I still feel like they added so much more to the prequel trilogy.
Ahsoka, why did you leave? Where were you when I needed you?
I made a choice. I couldn't stay.
You were selfish.
No!
You abandoned me. You failed me. Do you know what I've become?
And one of my favorite episodes from Star Wars Rebels, I believe it was in episode 3 of season 2, whenever Ahsoka realizes that Anakin is still alive. And I feel like it was such a pivotal moment and just such great character development for Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. And Hayden Christensen also said in the interview that, you know, he sees Darth Vader and Anakin as just one person, and that Anakin is always in there. And, you know, he's conflicted and he's lived this tragic life. I mean, he lost everything. So there was just so much pain and sorrow behind the mask. And he used that, you know, to fuel himself and to keep him going and make him as powerful as he was.
Ahsoka! Come on, hurry!
Ahsoka. Ahsoka.
Anakin.
So the last thing that I do want to mention is I'm very excited for the Ahsoka series because it's basically supposed to be the sequel to Rebels. So I hope that it will drive more people back to go watch that because it's by far the most underrated Star Wars series. Anyways, you guys, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and please be sure to give it a like. I would really appreciate that, and please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. And I would love to hear all of y'all's opinions down in the comments, and let's talk about it a little bit more, and I will see y'all in the next video. So, may the Force be with you guys, and peace.